Away on last Friday, you probably heard it launched into hyperspace, superspace with Joe Duffy on Liveline last Friday. Well, every day this week we're going to have a report on the previous night's presentation from Karina Buckley. Karina, you'll be familiar with from the weather forecast, which we all watch with great interest on television. But as I say, Karina is going to be reporting to us from the RTE All-Ireland Drama Festival, which is underway in Athlone. And last night, Braddown players from Leixlip in County Kildare were on stage, and Karina was there to see them in action. So the question is, how did Braddown players get on, Karina?
Well, Ronan, Braddown players always like to try something new and different, so it comes as no surprise that they chose a challenging play for this year's festival. Tom and Viv by Michael Hastings centres around the turbulent marriage of the American poet T.S. Eliot to his first wife, Vivian Haywood. The play is very episodic in nature, with lots of short scenes which take place between 1915 and 1947. They chart the disintegration of the relationship between Tom and Viv as her eccentric and free-spirited personality becomes more and more volatile, and also becomes an embarrassment to him as his literary star rises. The adjudicator John P. Kelly acknowledged that the challenges this play presents are immense. It's episodic, it takes place in lots of different locations, and it has the kind of docudrama style that's there to add a sense of strangeness and alienation that the awkward young American poet in English high society might have felt. First-time director George Hogan was complimented on a disciplined and tightly rehearsed production that built nicely towards climaxes in the acts, if not always in the scenes. The adjudicator commended the director on his interpretation of the play's characters, but he felt that some of the staging choices that were made didn't entirely square with the playwright's intentions. He also had reservations about some aspects of the minimalist set, which he felt didn't help the sense of place. But to be honest, it's difficult to imagine how else the group could have managed to keep the momentum of the play going with so many changes of scene and location other than by using a minimalist set. However, the adjudicator was generous in his praise for the costume designers, Maeve Kerrigan and Judy Miller, who really outdid themselves with a beautiful and very authentic wardrobe for Viv. And with more than 20 costume changes, you have to think that they must have dressed her with military precision backstage. The adjudicator also had high praise for the actors, who were of a uniformly high standard, but he summed up Jenny Nilukic's performance as Viv with just one word: wow. He did feel that there could have been more of a connection between Tom and Viv at the beginning of the play. He wasn't sure he believed that they really loved each other, but he also asked for more pauses and a more varied delivery from some of the actors, but overall the comments were very positive. Now, Ronan, it's quite unusual for an adjudicator here in Athlone to review the audience, but Mr. Kelly had a few words of criticism for us last night. He said that we don't need to applaud between every little scene, and that sometimes it can actually be disruptive for the groups on stage. So be warned, if you are heading to the Dean Crow this week, be sparing with your applause between scenes, but generous with it at the end of the act. Tonight, Ronan, we have the second of two productions of Doubt, a Parable from Wexford Drama Group, and there's quite a buzz building about this one. Apparently it's very different to the one we saw at the weekend, and it's the only play with a few tickets still available. The rest of the week is completely sold out. But of course, the free events of the Fringe continue. Boza the Clown is in Athlone Town Centre to entertain the little ones today from 2 o'clock, and you can see the full Fringe programme online if you go to dramafestival.ie and follow the links.
Thank you, Karina. Interesting that you should have a critique on the adjudicator as well, but he's as much a part of the whole performance down there in Athlone at the RTE All-Ireland Drama Festival, and we'll have another report around about the same time tomorrow afternoon from Karina Buckley. And that adjudicator is John P. Kelly. He had trouble with applause when I knew him as well, you know, all those years ago. Here's Bob Marley. Away on last Friday, you probably heard it launched into hyperspace, superspace with Joe Duffy on Liveline last Friday. Well, every day this week we're going to